If you are a tax preparer, bookkeeper, accountant, and you are ready to start building your first pipeline in TaxDome, there's a few things that we want to make sure that you know just to make the process go a little bit better. So today we're going to be talking about what those things are that you need to know before you build your first pipeline. So there's two things we're going to talk about. The first are just some basic definitions that are used within TaxDome. And the second are the 5 things that we recommend you do before you actually go into the system and start building. Okay, so let's start with a couple of basic definitions. The first word you're going to hear, we've already said it today, is pipeline. So a pipeline is a sequence of steps that's going to take you from A to Z for the service that you're performing for your client, such as tax preparation. We like to think of it as the plan that's going to get you from start to finish throughout tax season. The second term is a stage. So within your pipeline, you're going to have a specific series of steps, and those individual steps are considered a stage. So that would be just like an individual, for example, document request, or e-filing, or invoicing. Those key milestones throughout your pipeline, throughout your process, those are called stages. The third term I want to share with you today is a job. In TaxDome, a job is the individual service that you're being paid for, such as a 1040. So that one's pretty basic. And then the last one is templates. Templates within TaxDome are those pre-designed documents that you can use over and over. So the biggest ones we use would be your organizers, your questionnaires, your contracts and engagement letters, your emails, your messages, your tasks, forms, all of those things. Those are templates that can be saved within TaxDome that can ultimately then be put into your pipeline to be used over and over again and save you hours. So now that we've covered just a couple of the basic definitions, there's 5 things that we want to make sure that you know before you start building. This is kind of our high-level pipeline prep. We do this process for ourselves within ClickUp. A lot of you may use Asana, Trello. Those are fine. They can do the same things as well. We just happen to build ours in ClickUp. So the first thing you want to do, pretty much anytime you build out a new process, new system, whatever it is, you want to start with your current state. Write out what that looks like. If you want to write it in a Google Doc, I don't care. Just the point is to get all those steps down to understand what you're doing and current state. The second thing is you're going to gather all the documents that you use right now. So whether those are your engagement letters, your emails that you send over and over, whatever it is, gather those all together and put them in one place that you can access later. We like to put them all just into a Google Drive, for example. The third thing is, in that current state process, identify what your gaps are. What are the things that you're missing? Maybe it's templates, maybe it's emails, maybe you don't have an engagement letter. Know what those gaps are because you're going to need to fill those. You also can start to look at what are the things that you're doing in that process that might not make sense anymore, because those are the things that you're going to want to cut out of your process, right? The fourth thing is to see what's out there, see what's existing. TaxDome does have a small library of templates that you can choose from when it comes to building a pipeline. So before you actually finalize it, you're going to want to look and see what they offer to see if any of those templates might be worth putting in and using in your practice. The fifth thing, and we cannot stress this enough, is to design your final workflow. There is nothing worse than automating a process that you realize is actually not a great process. You don't want to spend all that time building technology, automating things when it's not the right process. So we recommend just putting it all out there, designing what you want it to look like, understanding what works, what doesn't work, tweaking and changing and testing, and then you can build it into TaxDome because you're going to have this fully baked out process that you know is going to work with what you do, and it's going to work within TaxDome. Now, if you don't understand how TaxDome's pipelines work, you probably want to do a little bit of research in understanding that before you finish this process up to make sure that you know what can be automated and just how the templates work and things like that. So once you do those 5 things, you're ready to take your process from ClickUp, Trello, Asana, wherever it is, and then build it out within TaxDome.